Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's encouraging to know that the public are waking up. There are text messages everywhere. One viewer says it's become very obvious that the so-called leaders of all our states and territories are not governing for their constituents, they're only governing for themselves. It's so true. Look, it's a hell of a weekend coming up in sport. The publicity surrounding Sonny Bill Williams' return to rugby league, remember we spoke to him here a couple of weeks ago, the publicity is astonishing. There is a report today that 100 million people globally could be watching his return to rugby league on Saturday night. The international NRL audience, they say, will increase by 60 to 70%, and Sonny Bill is the selling point. Fox Sports and KO are looking at massive ratings in Australia, and apparently the Sydney Roosters match with Canberra in Canberra will be shown throughout, cop this, New Zealand, France, the United Kingdom, Ireland, the USA, Netherlands, Africa, Papua New Guinea, Singapore, Malaysia, Brunei, Samoa, Tonga, Fiji and the Cook Islands. And Sonny Bill will feature on global broadcasters like Sky Sports, the ESPN, Sky Pacific, Sport 24, Fox Sports Asia, everywhere. Goes on and on and on. And overseas broadcasters are promoting Sonny Bill's appearance. It's astonishing stuff. Saturday night, he is a global superstar and a gentleman. But to more modest things, my congratulations to a young man you've never heard of, I suppose, Chris O'Connell. Who is he? Well, he's 26 years of age. He's a professional tennis player. He grew up on the northern beaches of Sydney. He did reach a singles ranking of 114 in February this year. He's made it into the US Open and won his first round match in his first ever appearance in the US Open. 3 hours and 9 minutes. And when he couldn't make a quid out of tennis, he cleaned boats on Pittwater Harbour. He is now at a career high ranking of 108, and for winning in the first round, he gets $136,000. It's not bad. Chris O'Connell. And look, make sure you're at the races on Saturday, where they say the Randwick 1,000-metre track record will be under threat when Nature Strip and Gytrash clash on Saturday. Strange name for a horse, Gytrash. It's actually a dog in northern England that is said to haunt lonely roads. And I've got no idea what this means, but World Rugby have cancelled the Sydney Sevens rugby tournament in January. Can you believe this? I'll keep you posted on that too. Well, tomorrow is the first Friday in September, and it's called National Jersey Friday. You wear your team's jersey. This is very important, this. And it's all about promoting organ donation. The difficulty here is we are a world leader for successful transplant outcomes, but we're very poor when it comes to organ donation. And, of course, the organs can come from deceased people or from living organ donors. Recent research has found that up to 70% of Australians are willing to donate organs and tissue, but only 33% are registered on the Australian Organ Donor Register. Well, the former Australian Rugby League and Rugby Union International, the immensely gifted Craig Wing, joins me. Craig helps the New South Wales Rugby League, for which he's an ambassador, and the Rugby League supports the organisers of Jersey Day. Craig, lovely to have you on the program. This is an important day, isn't it? And Rugby League gives us its support.
Absolutely. G'day, Alan. Thank you very much for having me on the show, and good evening. Yes, it's a very, very worthwhile cause. I've become involved in it through the fantastic work that New South Wales Blues do. And it is all about Jersey Day. It's centred around two key points. Firstly, promoting discussion amongst family in terms of what you want to happen as an adult. Should something terminal happen to you, do you want to donate your organs and tissue? And secondly, it's about creating awareness for the National Organ Donor Register at donatelife.gov.au, as well as awareness in terms of what's available to you should you wish to choose to do that. There's one thing that really gets miscommunicated out there, in the fact that most people think that if you just put on your driver's license that you want to be an organ donor, that's what's going to happen. But the miscommunication is that unless your family knows that that's your intentions, that may not happen when the time comes.
Yes, that's right.
So, and that'd be a and that'd be a terrible.
It is sad, isn't it? It is sad, isn't it, Craig, how dependent others are on us, because there are upwards of 1,500 people on an Australian organ transplant waiting on the list, waiting at any one time, and these people have to wait between 6 months and 4 years. And of course, on many occasions, the sad fact is, if we don't donate, people will die before they can undergo life-saving surgery. So just explain again to our viewers what the simple process is that you have to do.
All you need to do is go online to donatelife.gov.au. It's very, very simple, a few key steps to register your intentions, but just as important as that, you need to have the discussion with your family members, because they're the ones that have the final say should the time come.
Yes, that's a very valid point. If your family don't know, then they may well contest what you have willed, that is your organ. So discuss it with them, tell them this is what you want. So if anything should happen, as Craig has said, we might be able to save people's lives. I mean, one body may save many lives.
Yep, and all you've got to do to create a bit more awareness is to wear your favourite footy jumper to work tomorrow. I'll be wearing this one, but hopefully we'll see a lot of Roosters, Rabbitohs, Blues and Aussies jumpers out there tomorrow. All you've got to do is wear your favourite jumper to work or to school tomorrow and just start the discussion. There's no right or wrong answer, no right or wrong decision. Just need to talk about it.
Good on you, Craig. Lovely to talk to you. Lovely to talk to you. There he is, really gifted human being.
Alan.
Played rugby league and rugby union internationally. It's rugby league assisting the donation of life, which is what it is. Make a decision about becoming an organ and a tissue donor. And as Craig says, discuss all that with your loved ones, so that if you happen to go, you know that your wishes will be carried out. We need more organ donors, I have to tell you. But let's go to the sporting story of the week. The story of the year is in soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, Sydney FC. In the past 4 seasons, as I've said before, no AFL, NRL or Super Rugby side has lost fewer games than Sydney FC or won more trophies. In the last 113 games, Sydney FC has lost only 16. 113 games. 6 fewer than the Melbourne Storm in 96 games. 7 fewer than Richmond in 88 games. And now they won everything again. On Sunday, an historic 5th grand final triumph. Some say securing a place as the greatest football team in Australian history. As I said the other night, that might be a stretch, but 2 people have been prominent in all of this. One is the man who's been with the club since day one, who was made the coach when Graham Arnold left, Steve Corica, and the other is the captain, Alex Wilkinson. Born in Sydney, made his senior debut 18 years ago. He made over 200 appearances for the Central Coast Mariners. He was their captain. He then went to China, then to Korea. But he's a Ryde East primary school boy and an Epping Boys High School product, and now he's part of a remarkable success story. Alex, thank you for joining us. Congratulations. What sort of a week have you had?
Evening, Alan. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a great week. It's as you mentioned, Sunday was a special night, and obviously with all the COVID restrictions, it's been a little bit more difficult to celebrate the win. But we've still managed to get together and reminisce on the season and talk about that fantastic night.
Now, Alex, I was watching on the telly, of course, and I'm just wondering what you thought when Melbourne City's defender Harrison Delbridge went past Andrew Redmayne, and everyone thought, hello, Melbourne City are in front here. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought the same, to be honest. I didn't realise that the player was offside. You know, he was behind me and the rest of the defenders, so we didn't really see him. So I just assumed it was a goal until all of a sudden you see the referee, holding his earpiece and talking upstairs, and all of a sudden he's gone over and ruled it off. And I think that sort of woke us up a bit. We started a bit slow, I think, and that sort of kicked us into gear a little bit, and we pushed on from there.
Yeah, you pushed on, but it took a long time. 100 minutes. Ryan Grant broke Melbourne City Hearts, a 1-0 win. 100 minutes. I tell you what, were you spent at the end of it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. A lot of the other boys were probably a bit more tired than me. I play at the back, so I don't have to run as much as them. But, yeah, it would have been nice to get it done in 90 minutes for once. Every grand final we seem to be in, it either goes to extra time or penalties. So we're just a little bit relieved it didn't have to go to the lottery. That's the penalty shootout this year.
See, people say, in sport, like Sydney FC, how have you done this? Am I right in saying, because as I look at you, I think it's been a phenomenal organisational triumph. I mean, at one stage back there, Sydney FC had 3 coaches and 3 chief executives in as many seasons. And at one stage, they were screaming for Scott Barlow's head. And then it was turned around 4 seasons ago. Graham Arnold, of course, set the foundations, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Arnie came in, and look, things didn't change overnight for him. Obviously, it took a while for him to sort of mould the club and change the club into, what he thought would be successful. And that's credit to Scott Barlow and Tony Pignata, who was the CEO then, and now Danny Townsend for, allowing him to do that. And I guess the club hasn't looked back since. I think they've done a great job of keeping the core squad together, which I think is really important. And obviously every year there are changes, which is inevitable in sport.
Yes.
But the thing they've done really well is in recruiting, they've brought in not only good players but really good people that fit into the culture we've got there. And we've got a fantastic culture that's built on family, built on winning, and built on friendship. And I think that goes a long way to helping us be successful.
Yeah, built on locals too. I mean, Alex Broski, your predecessor, made a phenomenal contribution to this as well, and he'd been captain on many occasions. But I thought the appointment of Steve Corica was important. I mean, these clubs normally chase for some distinguished and expensive person from overseas, and Scott Barlow said, hang on, I'm going to a bloke that's been here since day one. It's worked, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, he bleeds sky blue. As you said, he's been there from day one. He's captained the club. He's come right through the coaching ranks and the youth team and then into the first team. And, he was right there with Graham Arnold when, he was rebuilding or changing the club to make it better. And, he'd seen everything happen. So I guess the club didn't want to change too many things, seeing we'd been so successful. And, look, he was the obvious appointment. And, for him to be able to now, in 2 seasons, to win 2 championships, is completely unheard of. So he's done unbelievably well.
See, there are a lot of football codes around the country, and soccer is one. We're the one country that's got 4 of these codes. And a lot of them are in strife. And I don't think they still understand that if the players are confident in the administration, then you're likely to get a good result on the paddock. It seems to me, a complete outsider for Sydney FC, that the players have confidence in the club's administration, and then that has led to the kind of success you've enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, over these last 3, 4, 5 months, obviously with COVID, it's been, very challenging for the players and the staff of Sydney FC. But I think, as I mentioned before, Scott Barlow and Danny Townsend have done a wonderful job of being, honest and upfront with us and helping us in any way they can to get through this difficult situation. And, that definitely pays dividends. As you said, we've got confidence in the way they lead the club and where the club's going forward. And if you're enjoying your workplace, then obviously everything's going to go a little bit better, isn't it?
Absolutely, 100%. Well, what's next for you? I mean, I know you're only 23. And can we whisper? Can we whisper?
We can, yeah. I wish.
36. So what's next for you?
I'm still contracted for next season, so, we're not too sure when that's going to start yet. Obviously, with COVID, things are a little bit up in the air. I guess we don't really want to start the new season if it's going to be behind closed doors and whatnot. So whenever that season does start, I've got another year with Sydney FC, so looking forward to hopefully going for 3 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row. I was just about to ask you that. I hope the legs will hold up. Just a quick one on that. Why can't you do 3 in a row? There's no reason why we can't. It's, we've pretty much got our whole squad contracted again for next year. So, if anything, it'll just be another year together and hopefully getting stronger as we go. Good to talk to you, Alex. Good luck. Get a rest. I think you've earned it. Congratulations to all the team and the administration, to Steve and Scott and the lot of them. You've done a wonderful, wonderful job. Well done. We're very proud of you. Thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for having me on, Alan. Appreciate it. There he is. That's Alex Wilkinson, the captain of Sydney FC. They've broken every football record in the book.